are, in fact, landing Tre Johnson. Tre Johnson, the kid out of Texas, is headed to Washington, D.C. with the 6th overall pick. Tre Johnson was the SEC Freshman of the Year. A heck of a pick there for the Wizards. What is your grade here for Washington as they get Tre Johnson 6th overall?
I'm giving him an A, both on the caliber of the prospect they acquired, but also on the process. Because I think at the 6th pick, they were put in a position where they had the last option of what I thought was a clear top 6 at this draft. So they were kind of left with whoever's left on the board. And they tried to navigate it to get their guy, and they came darn close. And to GP's point, if Tre Johnson is the contingency plan or the contingency prize, if you will, then that's a really good option because he is an instant offense type of shot maker. He's going to be able to put points on the board right away in the NBA, just like he did at Texas. He's got NBA caliber size, and we saw tremendous growth last year in his efficiency. We knew the counting stats were going to be good at Texas, but the ability to make tough shots when he was the focal point of the opposing defense and the growth he showed as a passer last year were really notable for me in my evaluation of him.
He just checks some obvious boxes that you want NBA players to check in the year 2025. Like, he's going to play off the ball, but he's got decent positional size there. The athleticism is in place, and the shot making is in place. What are you looking for? An athlete who can shoot. Those guys have long careers barring injuries. He's going to have a long career barring injuries.
Tre Johnson headed to our nation's capital as we welcome back Matt Norlander. Matt, you and I watched him as well here in studio throughout the season. The SEC Freshman of the Year, Tre Johnson, headed to D.C., and he's going to have some new teammates for sure, but one of them being C.J. McCollum in the recent trade there. That perhaps could be good for him. Tre Johnson to the Wizards. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's good for him, and this is good for Washington. That front office has actually gotten a really good reputation. It has ties to Oklahoma City, and seems to be a franchise that in the next few years just may be able to break out of the vortex of suck that it's been stuck in for so many years. Tre Johnson, I think, is the second best prospect in this draft. I think the only one that has a better and higher ceiling is Cooper Flagg. So Adam, GP, and I are on of a similar mindset. I think I'm the highest of anyone on Tre Johnson. I think he's destined to average more than 25 points a game in his NBA career toward the end of his first, if not early part of his second contract. And he created rave reviews for his insane work ethic over the past few months. Now, there were some understandable questions about how he is as a teammate, just in terms of he can be very ball dominant, he can be demonstrative on the floor, but he is going to step into Washington's franchise, and yes, even as a 19-year-old, hold himself to the highest measure of accountability you could possibly imagine. That's based off of knowing Tre's game, knowing people around him, hearing the feedback that's come back over the past month plus of his lead up here to draft night. His representation was hoping that he could be there at 4 or 5, didn't think that he'd go to Philly, but 6 was viewed as the outright floor. It would have made 0 sense for him to fall past this regardless. So his spot was a little bit hard to peg down. But yeah, Tre Johnson, his scoring and shooting ability is outrageous. And he's the second best Texas talent other than Kevin Durant. And I think that he will provide a real turnaround for Washington and be a key factor and feature of that franchise for the next 5 to 8 years.
Yeah, one of Tre Johnson's favorite players to watch is Kevin Durant. We know Kevin Durant is headed to the Houston Rockets, so Tre won't get to see him in the Western Conference, but he'll get to play against him this season, his first season in Washington, D.C.